Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is selling off today a little bit. No major price developments, but Bitcoin broke below our upper support area. That doesn't have any major implications yet, but it means that the price still hasn't given us any indication that a local low has formed after the Friday breakout. And we're still watching to see if the price can somehow find support, turn around locally. Again, we are now in a support zone. We can take a look at that on the smaller time frame. Before we do that, however, I'd like to take a look at the daily chart here, take a look at Bitcoin dominance as well, and then we'll see where the price could go and which levels are important today. Looking at the daily chart, the price is still consolidating below the important resistance. Highlighted it to you on Friday already that this here is the 78.6 fib level after the price reacted several times to the golden ratio, the 61.8 fib level at 61,300 several times. Their price couldn't get above it between the 9th of August and the 22nd of August. So then we had a rally to that level on Friday, and I highlighted we might not get much more movement to the upside before the weekend, and it got stuck below that. My idea, or why did I say that? Well, because it was just the next obvious fib level, and the price respected the golden ratio level so well that it could be, that my thesis was it would also respect that 78.6 fib level, which is the case. That keeps both wave counts alive though. The yellow one and the white one. Again, quick reminder, it is possible. A larger degree, fourth wave, bottomed indeed here on the 5th of August. Yeah. In this scenario, we would now need to see a 5-wave move up to keep this wave count alive, or to, let's say, to follow it primarily. This would be a rally that needs to happen to probably round about 70K. This would be a 5-wave move up. We haven't even completed the 3rd wave. So it shouldn't be nobody should be surprised if the price follows the yellow count. Yeah, nobody should be surprised because support levels could break easily as long as we don't have 5 waves. I've said it in previous videos before that we can really only expect the price to go higher and follow the pathway to new highs when we get the first 5-wave move up. And as I just said, we only have 3 waves up. Then we can add, once we get these 5 waves, a support zone for circle 2. And then we have a stable structure, a somewhat stable structure, and clear parameters, because at the moment we don't have clear parameters. Now it means that at the moment you could easily see the price come down in the yellow count to a lower wave 4. Some people commented in previous videos how unrealistic it would be for the price to come down in wave C of Y of 4 into the mid 40K region. Nearly impossible, just because we broke out. Not sure how you feel today. I mean, if Bitcoin breaks support after support, then this will become more realistic. So I've got it on the chart as a clear warning. This could easily happen. We haven't broken above resistance. We haven't got 5 waves up. So yeah, it could easily be that Bitcoin is taking that pathway. But if it's doing that, this would be an ideal spot to start. Obviously, the 78.6 fib level, as you might know, B waves like to react to that 78.6 fib level. That's sort of what I'm tracking. Now looking at the smaller time frame then for Bitcoin, we can see that on the 1-hour chart, Bitcoin has now entered that larger support zone that we talked about. We've got some trend lines. By the way, before we take a look at this one, I wanted to take a quick look at Bitcoin dominance, because this is still going up. The Bitcoin dominance chart, yeah. I haven't looked at it for a while, but this is our Bitcoin dominance chart. Disregard the wave count roadmap to the downside. I don't necessarily think that this is what's playing out. Maybe, given that most altcoins die over time, but I mean, the long-term trend, you could say, is down. So again, most altcoins die over time, but there are always new new altcoins that come up, so it's not long-term uptrend, but it's just always worth mentioning that, altcoins tend to die at some point, that they just, that doesn't mean they all go to zero. It means they fade out over time, but then new products new projects come in all the time, new coins being launched, and that long term drives usually here, at least in the past, it has driven market cap Bitcoin dominance down over time. But there are always these phases where Bitcoin dominance is rallying correctively after these kind of impulsive looking declines. We're now probably in the late stages of this corrective rally, and the next impulsive decline would ideally follow from here somewhere. We're now deep in resistance. We've touched the trend line not yet broken, but trying to break it. Next resistance is at 58.1%. So we're nearly there. That's the golden ratio level here as well, one of the relevant levels for a Bitcoin dominance. Now let's take a look at the smaller time frame. By the way, that just means here that we are not in an altcoin season. For anybody who doesn't really know, the altcoins haven't shown any indication of outperforming Bitcoin. The focus technically could still be on Bitcoin. That hasn't changed in the entire bull market, given that we are in a stable uptrend from October 22. So there has been no reason to go in fully on altcoins, given that Bitcoin dominance is still going up. Okay. Only if we start to see the decline and the breakdown, that would be a time where Bitcoin is likely going to be outperformed, at least for several weeks or months, by altcoins. But you see how quickly, these periods, they don't last long. All right, so it could just be a few weeks. So let's go to the smaller time frame Bitcoin chart. Here you can see we're now breaking into this support region. Clearly something has changed because this choppy price action happened yesterday. It was very frustrating to see. Now we see a bit of an impulsive decline there. I'm on the 1 hour chart, so it's only half an hour into this candle. We're moving away from this trend line. It's worth watching for reversals somewhere in this region. Now that we've entered the next support area, we have broken below the 38.2 retracement now at 62,480, but it's not a sustained break. And once we see a break above this trend line here, the descending trend line, that could be a possible reversal signal to the upside. It's not visible yet. But that could be an upside reversal. That is what we also talked about in our Sunday live stream. We always have an educational element there. A possible bump and run pattern in development. So you have this steady decline, then you have an acceleration of the downtrend, and somewhere maybe it will react maybe here to the 50% fib level at 61,700. Here around 61,800, 700, 900, plus minus a few dollars. There are all these previous swing highs. They provide a strong resistance. So maybe the price is going to react there. You often get these kind of panic sells. And then again, that's not predicting this will happen. It's just watch out for this. The potential, because this looks like a bump and run, which means, okay, we have this steady decline. We have an acceleration of the downtrend, and then it breaks out, and that's the run to the hills, right? And so this is kind of this bump in the pattern, this increased decline, this acceleration and the decline. Now that's just me calling out a, let's say, more traditional pattern. It is worth mentioning that sometimes when there's this kind of panic selling going on, they reverse quite quickly at some point. And we've now reached strong support, given that this is the 38.2 retracement. That's key. We've also reached the area of these previous swing highs, which was strong resistance. So yeah, it's not, yes, it's selling off strongly and there's no sign of a reversal, but watch for one. We're now in a support zone. Also, the trend line could offer some support. So this is now getting interesting. Bitcoin broke below our upper support area, of course. So it's now worth watching if the price can form or find support in that lower support area here. All I've done is change the wave degree, but that's nothing we haven't spoken about. So it's now a larger waveform. That was my original idea on Saturday, I think, or Friday. But I did explore first if we were still in this third wave, which we're clearly not. But we could just still be in that larger wave 4. And it's all a diagonal pattern, so it's messy. We have to allow the price to go down to the golden ratio level if needed. That's at 61K. And then from here, a fifth wave could start, still take the price to 66,880 or higher. And that's what I'm going to watch for today. Now, clearly in the short term, the trend is still down, but I'm watching for possible reversals and a breakup of the trend line. But without a breakup of the trend line, there is no signal as such. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.